AITA for calling out my sister in front of our family? So, this has caused a massive blow-up in my family, and I need to know if I went too far. I, 26F, have an older sister, Emma, 29F, who has always had a habit of playing the victim. Growing up, she would get away with everything by twisting situations to make herself look like the wounded party. If she broke something, it was because I distracted her. If she missed a deadline, it was because I stressed her out. You get the idea. Recently, my parents hosted a big family dinner, and Emma was going on about how hard her life has been lately, how she's struggling with work, how people always seem to use her, and how no one in the family supports her. Normally, I just ignore it, but then she directly called me out, saying I've never been there for her and always made things harder for her. That set me off. I reminded her, in front of everyone, that I was the one who covered her rent when she was between jobs, I was the one who took care of her dog when she went on a last-minute vacation, and I was the one who spent my money to bail her out when she got into credit card debt. I basically laid out everything I had done for her that she conveniently forgot. She started crying, calling me cruel and saying I embarrassed her. My parents told me I should have talked to her privately instead of humiliating her. But honestly, I was tired of her narrative making me look like the bad guy. Now, half the family is on my side, while the other half thinks I was out of line for calling her out in front of everyone. So, AITA? Update. I wanted to give everyone a final update on the situation because things have taken a pretty definitive turn. After the dinner, things only got worse. My parents, after hearing both sides, decided to completely cut me off. They were furious with how I handled things in front of the family and said I crossed a line that couldn't be undone. They told me they were disappointed in me for humiliating Emma like that, and that they couldn't support me anymore while I continued to cause so much tension. They've completely stopped talking to me, and they've made it clear that their relationship with me won't be the same going forward. They're fully backing Emma now, even though she hasn't apologized or acknowledged anything I've done for her. As for Emma, she has not apologized. She actually made things worse by claiming I was the one who hurt her and that she could never trust me again. She hasn't taken responsibility for anything, still clinging to her victim mentality. She has no intention of changing or admitting that I've helped her out in so many ways. It feels like she's just playing the role of the martyr, and at this point, I'm exhausted. I've made peace with the fact that my relationship with my parents is over for now, and that Emma and I are done. I can't keep fighting for a relationship with people who won't see what I've done for them, and who are willing to throw me under the bus without a second thought. I'm done being the scapegoat, and I'm not going to keep putting myself in the position where I'm expected to give everything for people who won't even acknowledge it. I guess this is it. I've cut them out of my life, and while it hurts, I know it's what's best for me in the long run. No more trying to please people who don't care about me in return. Thanks for all the advice and support. I'll be focusing on myself from here on out. Update 2. I wasn't planning on updating again, but things have escalated in a way I never expected. 2 days after my last post, I got a call from an unknown number. I don't usually answer those, but something told me to pick up. It was Emma. Somehow, she had gotten a new number and was calling me to unload a fresh wave of rage. She went off, screaming about how I had ruined her life and turned the family against her, which is ironic, considering they're fully on her side. She called me every name in the book, accused me of being jealous of her, and even made some thinly veiled threats about how I'd regret this. I hung up on her, but she kept calling back. Eventually, I had to block the number. That wasn't the end of it. A few days later, I was pulled into my manager's office at work. Apparently, someone had called pretending to be a concerned citizen, claiming that I was unstable and creating a toxic work environment. Luckily, my boss didn't buy it, especially since I have a solid reputation at my job, but it was still humiliating. HR had to document it just in case, which means my sister's petty revenge is now in my file. I have no proof it was her, but I know it was. I've had to lock down my social media, block even more numbers, and let my close friends and coworkers know that if anyone asks about me, they shouldn't give out any info. I'm honestly shaken by how far she's willing to go just because I stopped catering to her. At this point, I'm considering legal options if she keeps harassing me. I never thought it would come to this, but I refuse to let her ruin my life because she can't handle consequences. If anyone out there is in a situation like this, take it from me, cutting off toxic family is necessary, but don't underestimate how far they might go to pull you back in. Hopefully this will be the last time I will be posting about my sister and my toxic family.